It is definitely a very critically important place, but I mean, if you look at even, the Benmore Hotel where King strategized the Montgomery bus boycott, that was a Green Book site that was in Montgomery, Alabama. And I interviewed Nelson Malden, was his barber, in the first floor of the Benmore, and they tell a story about waiting to see like who was going to get on the bus that day, the first day. So a lot of these big major, the Leah Chase, and Dookie Chase's restaurant in New Orleans, SNCC and CORE, and they all used, Thurgood Marshall used to go up there and strategize, the civil rights legislation that they were going to fight or what was going to be passed. I mean, that's the beauty of the Green Book as a resource, because it leads us to these really important, iconic places where this stuff happened. And yes, a Hampton House is definitely, I mean, among the top of those places, because it's where King, practices I Have a Dream speech, and it's where all of these people came and coordinated, really important strategies and how they were going to move forward with civil rights. The thing that's interesting, I think, now is the reality that we've let these places, we've lost a lot of them, and we're still, the Hotel Benmore is almost in the shape that the Hampton House was in before it was restored, and it still remains that way. And trying to get the, energy and the money and the interest to make sure that we don't lose these places, is really, it's hard. And I'm doing work with the National Trust. I have a grant with them to highlight, especially places. I live in Harlem, but places in New York, because that's where the Green Book was born. It's where Victor Green, who created the Green Book, was from. There's over 450 sites in just Harlem that were in the Green Book. I've cataloged nearly 10,000 Green Book businesses. So it's really kind of an entryway into exploring Black entrepreneurship, the conglomerate of all these different kinds of businesses that were in there. And then, yes, these like iconic hotels that, like the Hampton House, it's really our culture, especially within this particular time of our civil rights history, was so rich, and there's so much we don't know, and we're still just discovering through the lens of the Green Book. So it's exciting, I think, and yes, there should be more. I think, as much as we know about a lot of iconic travel, places to go to discover European history, it's time to feature these places as well.